Hello, and welcome to the Wednesday show of Adamo Baseball, where I'm your host, Adamo. And in this episode, I'm going to be breaking down Aaron Boone. So, this one, I don't know his personal story, but I've been fully aware of his playing and managerial career for a while. He's actually of the managers I've broken down thus far, he's the one with the longest career probably in the majors. Now I know Montoya played for the Expos back in '93, but he was mostly in the minors after that, either as a player or as a manager. Aaron Boone, on the other hand, he played 13 years, he played 12 seasons in the bigs, so he was around a while. And he took some time off from managing a major league team, but yeah, he's easily spent the most time in the majors. While he's mostly known as the New York Yankees manager at this point, when he was playing, he wasn't really known as a Yankee. In fact, he only had one season as a Yankee. He was mostly known as a Red. In fact, that's how I remember him, was playing for the Cincinnati Reds as a third baseman. It was after he signed whenever he was traded to the Yankees, like he was legitimately an August waiver trade to the Yankees in '03. Yeah, he was like the third baseman for the Reds. Before that, no, never mind. I was thinking about Scott Rowland, but it was after his time in St. Louis that Scott Rowland became a Red. But yeah, Aaron Boone was like the big guy. In fact, he made the All-Star game as a player in 2003 with the Cincinnati Reds. But first, a little bit of backstory. He was born 9 March 1973 in La Mesa, California. He turned 48 2 months ago. Poor guy. But yeah, he was mostly third baseman. He was drafted by... Wow, I didn't know that. He was drafted by the California Angels in the 43rd round of the 1991 MLB June amateur draft. Yes, I'm reading that directly off of the screen because that's a lot of words to try to memorize. But he was drafted in the 43rd round. I can fully understand why he chose not to go with the Angels at that point. If you're drafted in the 43rd round, your paycheck's gonna be like $500 a year. That was out of Villa Park High School in Villa Park, California. In '94, however, he was drafted by the Reds in the 3rd round out of USC. He made the right decision because 3 years later, he got his big break playing for the Reds. Now, his first couple of years, he didn't play very much. 97, 98, he played a combined like 74 games. Didn't play poorly, he just didn't play much. Now, 99 was when he became a regular starter. Starting for the Reds, he played 139 games. That was like his first full season, quote unquote, so to speak, playing regular baseball. He actually had a pretty good season. Hit 280, 132 hits, 14 home runs, 30 walks, 17 stolen bases, only 79 strikeouts, which is something a lot of players today would salivate over. Looks like in year 2000, he must have got hurt part of the way through. because he only played 84 games. But 01, started playing some more. 02, he played the full season. He played every game in 2002. He had 314. He had 26 home runs. Not necessarily an all-star, but you can certainly live with those numbers. He had 146 hits, which is averaging slightly less than a hit per day. Generally, a lot of players' goal is to get a hit every day. He did strike out a lot, though. He struck out 111 times. Well, struck out a lot for back then. Because typically he tried not to strike out more than 100 times in a season. Then 03, his all-star season, was whenever he was traded from the Reds to the Yankees. So the Yankees were actually starting their decline. They had been, from 96 to 2000, they won 4 out of 5 championships. 01, they lost the World Series. 02, they didn't even go to the World Series. So in 03, they were looking to build that back up. And they were short a third baseman. Now, during the regular season, I think he was the starter for the Yankees. However, he wasn't the guy. In 03, he did probably his most famous thing. Game 7, leading off the 13th inning in the 2003 American League Championship Series, he hit a knuckleball off of Tim Wakefield over the left field wall. It hurts me to say that because I'm a Red Sox fan, and that was the year before the Red Sox won their first World Series in 86 years. He was the Yankees' hero that year. He was not on the World Series roster. He did have a really good postseason, though. I stand corrected. I am wrong. He was on the World Series record. He only hit 143. But he had 23 he had 23 plate appearances. I was wrong, and I'm man enough to admit that. He had 21 at-bats, 3 hits, a run scored off of a home run. He knocked in 2 runs. He did not get a walk, and he struck out 6 times. In Game 7 against the Red Sox of that 03 World Series, that home run he hit was his only home run of the series. That also happens to be the only time he ever played in the postseason. Because up to that point, the Reds hadn't been to the postseason since, I think, 1990? No, 95. So he came in with the Reds at just the wrong time. And after he was traded to the Yankees, he did play full seasons, but not nearly as much. In 04, he was hurt the whole year. He didn't play at any level. In 05 and 06, he played for the Indians, where he was about what you wanted for a third baseman, hitting around 250. 07, 08, and 09, he played like half a season most of the time. In 09, he only played 10 games for the Stros. And that was when the Stros were really bad. So he never, or after that 03 season, he never really was playing at the same level. He was okay, he was good in 05 and 06, but he wasn't as good. And he wasn't really able to get back to that glory. So after 09, he decided to call it quits. What happened to him between 2009 and 2018? I don't know. I legitimately don't know. If he happens to be watching this at some point, you want to add it in, Mr. Boone? By all means, please do. 2018, however, that's when he became a manager, and he's actually been one of the most successful managers in Major League Baseball. And he's gone under the radar mostly because he doesn't have a ring to his name. He lost the World Series in 2003 as a Yankee, so he didn't get a ring with them. He got a pennant ring, but not a World Series ring. As manager, he's done well. I mean, 2018, as a wild card team, they won 100 games. It was unfortunate for him because he just had the misfortune of being in the same division as the Red Sox, who had debatably the best record, well, best season, I should say, in Red Sox history. I know that's a bit contentious, but that's for everyone to decide for themselves. But as a rookie manager, he won 100 games. Not a lot of managers do that. And he went to the postseason. He pushed that Red Sox team to 5 games in the American League Division Series when the Red Sox won it. 2019, that was when the Yankees won the division with 103, making him the first Yankees manager to win 100 games in 2 straight seasons, or his first 2 seasons. Look it up. He's the only one. He took the Yankees to the American League Championship Series. The Yankees hadn't gotten that far since 2009, since they last won the World Series. So he got them to that point. They won the American League Division Series 3-1. Sorry, no, they swept the American League Division Series 3-0. They lost in 2019 to the pennant winners, the Houston Astros, who went on to lose the World Series that year. But they were knocking on the door of the World Series, so they were really close to getting to that point. Last season, the Yankees finished as a wild card team again, only this time as now. 2020 is an aberration. I made that very clear, but he legitimately took the Yankees to the playoffs at 33-27. Ironically, his worst season as a manager, he won 550. 550, you think you had a really good year. So, yeah. They swept their first 2 games against, I don't remember who. They played an AL Central team, the Indians. They swept the Indians in the wild card round of the playoffs last year. And then they played the Astros again. The Astros won that series 3-2 in that division series. Should the Astros have won it? No. Did they? Yes. So there probably is a little bit of heat rising under Aaron Boone's seat. He's not going anywhere. Okay? He's not. But he's probably the best manager they've had since Joe Torre. Nothing against Joe Girardi, but yeah, he's probably the best manager they've had since Joe Torre. He's got a winning record of over 600, and this is something that doesn't really get noticed a lot. So a lot of managers don't really challenge very often in baseball. It does happen, but it's not a common thing. In 4 seasons, he's challenged 74 plays. He's won 63.5%, which is getting 5 out of every out of every 8 challenges overturned. So he's actually pretty successful in that regard. He's also not allowed to, or he's also not afraid to stand up for his beliefs because he's been ejected 12 times. An average of 3 per year. He's already been ejected once this year. So yeah, he's not afraid to fight. And this year, the Yankees really haven't been as successful, but that's mostly because they just got off to a really slow start. In fact, they're in second place in the division right now. I'm not looking at the standings, I just happen to know that. But as far as managers go, he's certainly already become one of the most successful without a World Series ring, which, for the record, a lot of really good managers don't win at all, simply because they just don't have everything in place that they need to win a championship. So really, he's done a pretty good job as a manager thus far, and I fully expect to see him in the dugout for the Yankees for a few good years. Now, those are my thoughts on Aaron Boone. If you'd like to let me know your thoughts on Aaron Boone, you can let me know down in the comments below. Or if you're listening on my podcast, you can let me know on my YouTube channel. You can come on over and let me know down in the comments. Or you can let me know on Twitter, @AdamoBaseball, or @Adamo_baseball1. With that being said, thank you for listening. Cheers until next time.